do a song for you. We call it Hollywood Swinging. So if you know the song, we'd like you to put your hands together and sing along, all right? I say, hey, hey, hey.
And good evening and welcome to the Stan Watson Show. I'm your host, Stan Watson. Thank you for tuning in to our live call-in show tonight. It is number 770-559-2999. Use that number to call me tonight in the midst of all the things that's going on. A government, not slow down, shut down. Many workers going home. A lot of things going on in DeKalb County as well. We're trying to figure out what we're doing with the grand jury report. So there are a lot of things going on today. I hope that you're having a great day. Call somebody and let them know that we can tune in to Comcast Channel 25 here on Peachtree Industrial. Stan Watson Show live tonight, 770-559-9929. We'll give you give me a call. I'll make sure that we talk to you. Guess what? We'll take a quick break and you'll be right back with the Stan Watson Show.
We'd like to do a song for you. We call it Hollywood Swinging. So if you know the song, we'd like you to put your hands together and sing along, all right? I say, hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Hey, Sydney, what you got to say? I say, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, he knows the song. What you got to say? Can you Hollywood? Hollywood. Get down. Hollywood swinging. You been to Hollywood? Hollywood swinging. Let me tell you a story. You see, I remember twas not too long ago. Now you see, like I went to a theater, and guess what? And I saw the Cooley Game Show. See, I always wanted a cool. Can I get into the band? Hey man, dig it. Can I sing my love song? Sing a song. Become a band playing man. Yeah, yeah. And now here we are, baby. Hey, cool. Back in the city, yeah. Hey, city of all the stars, movie women and koala bears. Right in the center of a lovely place. Yeah, yeah. So we always wanted, you know, we love it here, to get out towards the Australian way, y'all. So we kind of like got something together. I guess we'll, you sing, say hey, 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 hey. What you got to say? I can't hear you.
And welcome back to the Stan Watson Show. Again, I'm your host, Stan Watson. Thank you for tuning in to our live call-in show tonight. 770-559-2999 is the number to call. So I hope that you're having a great week. Well, we're going to go right into our show. I got Ms. Sharon Simpson-Joseph, who's the Executive Director for Youth Spark, a nonprofit organization in Fulton County, but her mother lives on my street, so I had to have her on the show, okay? So welcome to the Stan Watson Show.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your group. Is it called Youth Spark?
That's right. It's
Okay,
called-
tell me about that.
Sure. So we're called Youth Spark, and as you said, we're based at Fulton County
Okay.
Juvenile Court, but we serve the entire state
Oh,
of
great.
Georgia. What we work to do is to prevent child sex trafficking,
Okay.
and specifically, we work to transform the lives of children who have been exploited, abused, or neglected.
Okay. Now, how did this organization start? I know that there has been a lot in the news lately, well, for the past couple of months about sex trafficking in Atlanta. It seems to be a hub right now for that. And can you tell me, how did you start your organization?
Sure, absolutely. So our organization is actually one of the organizations that have pioneered the movement to end child sex trafficking. So by that I mean that back in the day, I'm talking even over 10 years ago,
Sure.
when if you said child sex trafficking to someone here in Georgia, they'd say, no, that doesn't
Does not
happen
happen.
here. It happens in lands far, far away.
Right.
But what we knew from some of the work that we started doing early on, when we started seeing girls as young as 10 and 11 coming
Young as
into the
10.
court, as young as 10, coming into the court and appearing before judges, but the charge was prostitution. Now, how do you charge a 10 or 11-year-old with prostitution?
Right.
We're talking orange jumpsuits
Right.
and chains.
Right.
And so even the
Where
judges...
they had some but maybe a pimp or some guy that was exploiting them at the time.
Exactly.
And we classify them as being They said prostitutes.
That's what happened. They were called prostitutes, child prostitutes.
10 years old.
And exactly. And what we said was, you know what? There's an entirely other name for this child, and it's victim.
Right.
And that was our point. That we started this work early on, and we started working to advocate on behalf of girls, on behalf of young girls. We founded the first safe house in the entire southeast of Georgia,
really? Okay.
to keep girls safe from, and to allow them to recover once they'd been prostituted. And notice I said prostituted, not prostitutes.
Right.
And so that's some of the early work that we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what year did you start your organization?
The organization actually was founded in about the year 2000.
2000. Okay.
So very early on, and I want to say this is a movement. When I say this movement, I mean to end child sex trafficking.
Yes.
It's a movement that's growing, but it's a movement that's really in its infancy.
Yes.
Even though it's a crime that, of course, is as old as time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of churches, especially my church, Greater Travelers Rest, have done a lot with sex trafficking, and we have an organization now that we're working to uplift right now to make it work. Why do you think Atlanta has become a hub for these young female victims?
It's an interesting question, because a lot of times when people wonder about that, they think, well, because we have an airport, it must be that folks are flying in.
Or airport, bus station, whatever.
Right, exactly. But that's not.
Is it runaways? I mean, what is it?
Well, so what it is so there's a few things that let us know that children are being prostituted.
Sure.
Runaways is one of the key things. And a lot of kids run away and come to Atlanta also. And a lot of children here, end up being prostituted, who are born and raised here as well.
Yes.
But I guess the thing I want to say is that it's not necessarily Johns, as we said, Johns or purchasers, or a lot of different words for that.
Right.
It's not that these folks are coming in from other places. They live right here as well, and that's an important thing to understand. Because when we understand that it is actually folks right here in our community and throughout the state of Georgia and throughout the nation, for that matter, that are the very folks that are prostituting our kids, then we can send them a very direct message saying, not on our watch.
Right. Now, Atlanta's become a hotbed for music and films. Are these young ladies that maybe don't live here to come to Atlanta, are they looking for the pie in the sky? Are they looking for a better life? And what have you found in your case studies of the young ladies that you've dealt with?
Yeah, I think that's such an excellent question. I think there are so many things that young people are looking for when they run away, or when they get exploited. And so one of them, sometimes is what we found is a lot of our kids, girls, and I do want to say boys as well,
that's true.
are children who don't have real gatekeepers at home, folks to keep them safe, protected, to let them know that they're loved and respected. So a lot of times that's what they're looking for. And then you find a pimp who starts out in this whole grooming stage saying, I'm somebody that cares about you. I believe in you.
I'm going to take care of everything for you. I love you even. Okay.
That's it.
Now, you mentioned little boys, so, I mean, talk a little bit about that, because I think our audience need to know that not only are young girls, now the youngest 10 are being exploited, but there are young boys out there. There are young boys that are being tricked into taking pictures and, making love to each other. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think that's something else that's very important. I said that this movement to end child sex trafficking is in its infancy.
Sure.
It's in its infancy in terms of making I'm talking about on a national level,
Certainly.
making a true impact to stomp this out for girls. So in terms of boys, the journey is even slower. By that I mean, one of the things, for example, that we did was we did a lot of research to understand some of the very questions that you're raising. And so now it's equally important that research be done for our boys as well.
Right, yes.
Because there are some different issues that go into the boys' journeys that are being prostituted on the streets.
And I see more boy porn stuff today, I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are correlations and connections between them. And so, more and more programs are being established that serve boys, but we've got a long way to go on that journey too.
With both of the journeys, with the young ladies as well as young boys. What are you doing, or your organization's doing, or what we're doing legislatively? I mean, at the federal level with Congress, and then what are we doing with our state legislature?
So, yeah, thank you. I mean, you're just asking wonderful questions that really allow me to be able to. I know, you're great. You're a great host.
Okay. You're right.
Well, so here's the thing that's interesting, though. So many times when we talk about this issue, people come from all different perspectives when they ask it, but the questions you're asking me are really allowing me to talk about the movement in a broad sense. Exactly, yes, so thank you.
Right.
Because so we talked some about kind of like what happens to our children and why they end up that way. So one of the key things is that we've got to address it in terms of grassroots movement, like on our streets and in our cities and communities, to reach our children and to reach the people that are prostituting them and exploiting them. And then in addition, we've got to have a whole legislative and governmental response as well. So I guess I'll start by saying federal government-wise, Last year, President Obama issued an executive order 1105.
Okay.
And what he said was that human trafficking will not be tolerated
Excellent.
on our watch.
See, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes,
It's already
yes.
been issued. I mean, I knew something was going on, but I know it had been issued. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said, and he said that what he said was very specific. He said neither abroad nor domestically nor at home. And when he said
like
that, it
that.
really woke up a lot of people saying, okay, wait a second. This is not just that global problem that we're taking a stand on. It's here right in our backyards, or
Right
I'd
in
like
our
to say in our
backyards,
front yards.
on our streets. Okay.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
you say the federal government, we issued already an order.
Right.
So now legislative with our state legislature, what are we doing now? Are there any laws on the books or anything
Oh, absolutely.
proposed?
So I want to actually compliment the legislature and legislators and city government officials like yourself, because what's happened is here in Georgia, Georgia is actually one of the top 6 states in the entire nation for our response on a legislative level to addressing child sex
Oh, really?
trafficking.
Okay.
That's right.
We're not
Yeah.
going to wait for that. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. So I say that with deep pride on behalf of our state that we have made some inroads, and we are actually setting a model for some of the other states
For the other
nationally.
states to follow. Great.
If I use an example, I'll say that, for example, and this is something that our organization was very pivotal in as well. And by the way, our former name was the Juvenile Justice Fund.
Okay,
So
I
we
remember
became,
that, yes.
we evolved to become Youth Spark as our mission expanded and
Okay,
grew.
excellent.
But one of the things that happened is when this whole thing first started, you know, it was a misdemeanor to
okay.
prostitute a child.
Yes, just a misdemeanor.
just
That's just slap on the wrist and you get out today.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Exactly.
So
Well,
now
while the
it's been
children
escalated now.
now it's a felony with
Right.
far harsher penalties.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the young, well, not young ladies, but the what we call the pimps, so to speak, get harsh sentences right now as a result of the federal and state legislators.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and some amazing, attorneys in the state who
Sure.
do this work as well. It has become an absolutely powerful, coordinated response
Great.
To addressing this issue.
Okay. Now, who are some of your champions then? If you can talk to maybe in the congressional and maybe in our delegation here in Georgia or down at the Georgia General Assembly at the Capitol. Who are some of our champions? that we
Sure,
can point to?
absolutely. We've got many champions, but one in particular I'll reference is someone who was a one of those lone voices in the
Okay.
wilderness, like we were, our organization when we first started, and that's Senator Renee Unterman.
I know
'Cause
Renee. She's a nurse from, I think, Gwinnett, I believe.
Well, she had the courage.
senator.
Yeah, she's had the courage. Back again during that time when if you said child sex trafficking, people would look at you kind of like,
yeah,
what are
what's
you
going
talking
on?
about?
Right,
or
okay.
you must be tripping, right?
Right.
But basically, she had the courage to lift her voice and say, there's something going on here, and we need to cross, partisan lines, et cetera, and take a stand. And at this point now, I mean, it's a huge movement, and there's just such a
It is.
response.
We see it every day on television and in the paper that they're a great move. What about in the congressional delegation? Anyone with a champion yet?
Yeah, there are several champions that
Okay.
are involved in this as
Excellent.
well. Absolutely.
Now, talk a little bit about, before I let you go, your background. What
Sure.
pushed you toward this endeavor?
Okay, well, a few different things, but one, you mentioned my mom in the
Right, right.
beginning.
Exactly.
So I'll say one thing is I think, so my mom was a educator and a principal in the inner city in New York, and my
Okay.
dad was a social worker in the South Bronx. So
Okay.
kind of like that's what our table was,
Yeah, right,
talking
right.
about how are we going to make change in this world.
Right.
So my sister and I come by it very naturally.
Excellent, okay.
And
So you
I've
kinda-
dedicated my journey to that too, yeah. I'm a lawyer, I went to law school to Stanford, but when I graduated I said, I want to use my law degree to understand what makes this country tick and how
Yes.
can I even the scales of justice just a
Oh,
little
great.
bit more for the disenfranchised, which
Yeah.
sadly is
That's great.
most
That's
of
great.
us.
I know most people come in and they tell me how they get started. So I wanted to see, and let my viewing audience see, that you were a lawyer, because your mom told me that, and that you were insightful enough to try to do something like this on your own accord and make it work.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned that although you're based in Fulton County, it's a statewide program. So if someone in DeKalb County or Clayton or the surrounding counties wanted to contact you, is there a phone number for them to call?
Yeah, absolutely. So two things. So one, there's our website, which is youth-spark.org, and then there's also our phone number, which is 404-613-4609. And if I may
Sure.
say, one of the things that we do in terms of serving the state and serving nationally, and we partner very directly with some of the other courts as well. We are launching the first of its kind duathlon. It's called
Duathlon.
Duathlon.
And what is that?
It's a multi-sport event, and it's dedicated to transforming the lives of children who have been exploited, abused, and neglected.
I like that.
And to just really lifting up their health and well-being. So what it is, it's called Route to Change.
Route to Change.
It's the first of its kind duathlon. It's going to transform this city as well, with the message of preventing child sex trafficking.
Oh, great. Now, when is this going to occur?
It's going to occur on October 12th. It's actually launching from the Georgia World Congress Center.
About 2 weeks from now.
Yes, and when I say duathlon, I mean, so what I'm saying is a 5K run, 15-mile bike, and then a 5K run. So it's very creative.
These are for the young people?
This is for everybody.
Oh my
everybody.
Goodness,
We got folks signing up from age,
excellent.
From age 13 to age 70. So
And it'll start at the Georgia World Congress
Georgia
Center.
World Congress
October
Center.
12th.
October
okay, give
12th.
them that phone number again, just in case they
Sure,
want to be.
it's 404-613-4609, or you can go directly on our website, youth-spark, learn all about preventing child sex trafficking, and also get on our Route to Change. Join us in the Youth Spark movement, and go ahead and join us on Route to Change and come out that day on the 12th.
Before I let you go, I got to let you ask this question. Tell me about your interaction, so to speak, with our faith community.
Oh, absolutely.
Talk a little about that before I let you
most
go.
definitely. Faith community, very, very powerful leaders in this initiative, have had the courage to recognize that even though we're talking about something that's pretty dark, that we got to shine some light on it. So we've got some powerful churches that partner with us. Including Street Grace. It's a faith-based organization. We also have the Jewish community taking a lead, and
That's
right
awesome.
here in this neighborhood, Kingdom Builders is a church that recently has really taken a stand as well. So it's just all different churches coming together and faith-based organizations.
Now, how big is your organization? Do you have any professionals that could do professional counseling, could assist the faith-based community?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, again, the information that I gave in terms of how to contact us. But yeah, most definitely, we've got counselors, and we've got mentors that work with our girls, and we have a community ambassador training that we can come out and do with your organization, your company, your church, your school, for that matter, and we do a training as well.
We look forward to the great things that you're doing with Youth Spark. My guest has been Ms. Sharon Simpson Joseph. Her mother is my neighbor, so I had to have her on. Executive Director for Youth Spark, a 501c3 nonprofit organization in Fulton County, based in Fulton County, but they do work all over the state. They have an event coming up on October the 12th. She gave you the phone number. If you missed the phone number, you can always call my office at 404-371-3681. We'll get that information to you as well. Thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, Mom, I see her when I see her in the yard.
Absolutely. I'm
somewhere.
sure she's watching right now.
Oh, she's watching. Hey, Miss Simpson, how you doing?
Hi, Mom.
Miss Bill. Well, great. We'll take a quick break, and you watch the Stay and Watch the show. Stay right there. I'll be right back.
We'd like to do a song for you. We call it Hollywood Swinging. So if you know the song, we'd like you to put your hands together and sing along, all right? I say, hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Hey, Sydney, what you got to say? I say, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, he knows the song. What you got to say? Can you Hollywood? Get down. Hollywood swinging. You been to Hollywood? Hollywood swinging. Let me tell you a story. You see, I remember, 'twas not too long ago. Now you see, like I went to a theater, and guess what? And I saw the Cooley Game Show. See, I always wanted a cool. Can I get into the band? Hey man, dig it. Can I sing my love song? Sing a song. Become a band playing man. Yeah, yeah. And now here we are, baby. Hey, cool. Back in the city, yeah. Hey, city of all the stars, moving women and koala bears. Right in the center of a lovely place. Yeah, yeah. So we always wanted, we love it here, to get out towards the Australian way, y'all. So we kind of like got something together. I guess we'll, you sing, say hey, 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 hey. What you got to say? I can't hear you. Say hey, hey, hey. Come on. wanna swing, what you got to say? Are you swinging? All right, Hollywood swinging. Swing on. Get down. Hollywood swinging. Swing on, hey. Now we would like you to put your hands together right here if you came to have a good time. Did you come to have a good time tonight? Is that what you spent your money for? Come on. Let's swing this thing. It's on you. Swing on.
And we're back, and welcome back to the Stan Watson Show again. I'm your host, Stan Watson. Thank you for tuning in to our live show. Call me today at 770-559-2999. We certainly will take your call. They told me I had to do these announcements before I got to my next guest, so I got to follow the orders and make sure it works. In lieu of our community cabinet breakfast, which appears every first Saturday, we're going to do a walk, a breast cancer walk this Saturday, October the 5th. We'll start at Chapel Hill Elementary School. It is about a 1 mile walk, and we'll be leaving Chapel Hill Middle School at 9 o'clock, and we'll be going down to Greater Travelers Rest Missionary Baptist Church, and we'll have some fun and exciting things for you. We have warm-up, and we have Anytime Fitness coming. It's for a great cause for breast cancer, and the funds will go to the Cab Hillendale Hospital to their breast cancer awareness program. So I invite you to come out. So instead of eating breakfast and you sitting down listening to me fuss at you guys about what you're not doing in the community, come out this Saturday, October the 5th, at 9 a.m., or excuse me, 8:30 because registration needs to be started. But at 9 a.m. we'll start our walk, and we hope that you come out and support us as well. And also on October the 19th, we'll be doing our International Food and Music Festival, and that's going to take place on October the 19th at North Lake Mall, right in front of Macy's. George, we have that clip we can show them right quick? Do we have that clip ready to roll? Can they show that for me? And then we'll jump right into our guests, and we'll make sure that they see it. But that's going to be an exciting event, and let me let you look at this clip, and I'll be right back.
Bonjour.
Hola.
你好.
안녕하세요. Ekpele.
Skawarama. DeKalb's International Food and Music Festival returns Saturday, October 19th from noon to 6 at the North Lake Mall. Join us for the excitement of DeKalb's diverse population.
Join us at the DeKalb International Food and Music Festival as we explore, embrace, and embody the many faces of DeKalb County.
Join us for family fun and great food as we celebrate the cultural diversity that makes DeKalb County so great.
This is October the 19th at North Lake Mall, right in front of Macy's. Make sure you come out. If you're a food vendor or you want to be in the entertainment, have a great stage for you, call the office at 404-371-3681. And again, don't forget this Saturday, our breast cancer walk, which is going to take place at Chapel Hill Elementary, not the middle school, the elementary school, 1K walk, and we're going down to Greater Travelers Rest Church. Make sure you come out. Be there by 8:30 so you can register. We have about 7 or 8 churches involved. We have the Deltas and the AKAs, the 100 Black Women of Stone Mountain, and the 100 Black Men will be working with us to make this an awesome event, so make sure you come out. Well, my next guest is Miss Jewel Johnson, and she has an internet show, and I saw her on Facebook one day. I want to find out what she was about. Welcome to the Stan Watson Show.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you
Thanks
doing
for
today?
having me. I'm good.
Okay, we might have you tonight, maybe not next time, but we're going to have you tonight. How about that? Tell me a little bit about Jewel Johnson. Who are you? Where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from North Carolina,
We're not
Army
gonna hold
brat.
that- No, we're not going to hold that against you, North Carolina. Okay.
Moved to the Midwest. I've been in Atlanta for about 12, 13 years
Okay.
now. So Atlanta's home.
Okay.
I'm definitely a mother,
Okay.
worker, entrepreneur.
Okay, excellent.
Things of that nature. I'm very hands-on with my kids and other
Okay.
kids in the neighborhood,
Oh,
soccer
goodness.
team. I'm a
You're
soccer
a
mom.
soccer mom.
I
Oh,
am.
great. She's a soccer mom as well. Now,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about what pushed you toward your show. I mean, have you always been involved in maybe college or in the community? What pushed you toward having this type of show?
No, I've never been one to be in the limelight.
Okay.
Ever. I've always been in
Really?
the back of the scene. Yes.
Frightening, but go ahead.
But probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago,
Sure.
I got invited to do an internet radio show.
Okay.
And I really fell in love with it.
Okay.
But I kind of wanted to branch off and talk about some more things that were a little bit more personal, hit closer to home, definitely more community issues.
More stuff that you can control as
I
as
can
it relates.
control, but I can also relate to, because a lot of the stuff
Okay.
that I've talked to, I've dealt with firsthand or
Sure.
something through my kids.
Okay.
So I was able to, eventually branch off and step out and be able to create the Jules J Show
Okay.
to talk
The
about
Jules J
the
Show.
Jules J Show,
Gotcha,
definitely.
okay,
So I was able to address a lot of the issues and be able to give my opinion about it.
Right.
And now, don't get me wrong, everything that I talk about, typically I have statistics from whether it's the U.S. Census,
Right.
things like that. So I definitely make
So you
sure
can
that
back up what you're talking
exactly.
about. Okay, so you're a fact-based kind of show.
Oh, absolutely.
So anything that you talk about or the guests you come on, you make sure you have the facts for them.
I definitely have to have the facts. And,
Okay.
I'm going to give my opinion, whether I agree or disagree.
That I agree. I just met her today live, so she will give her opinion.
But I definitely want to have the facts to go with it.
I think that's important for anybody, especially like me, an elected official. You have to have
Exactly.
the facts. What are some of the topics that you've tackled in the last few months, and why?
I tackled bullying.
Okay, why?
Just because I've seen my kids get bullied.
At school.
At school. My daughter, she tends.
How did they identify that to you as bullying, and how did you recognize it? They identified it, but how did you recognize it?
I was able to recognize it because of the way they was picked on.
Okay.
My oldest one, she's not really an aggressive individual.
How old is she?
She's 16.
Okay.
But just trying to make friends and things like that, people were able to kind of push her around, only to a certain point though.
So when she got into that platform and got in the corner, she was ready to fight, huh?
Exactly.
Or come out of the corner.
Come out of the corner, and then my son, I've seen it with him because, he's a little bit shorter than most of the other boys his age. He's in middle school, so
And how old is he?
He's 11.
He's 11, okay.
Right,
All
and now that he's starting to go through that puberty things,
Yeah.
he's a little bit sensitive about
Right,
that.
right.
So I've seen it addressed.
Right. So that's why you had to show on bullying. Now, what statistics do you have on bullying that you can share with our audience? The number that maybe occurred nationally or in the state, or what do you have for me?
I would have to say that.
And we'll make this approximate so we don't have the information in front of us. Okay.
Right, this is approximate. I would have to say that a lot of the times, parents do not recognize bullying.
Why do you think we don't recognize bullying? If our kids are coming home and say, hey, mommy, dad, I was bullied today.
A lot of times the parents don't want to believe that their child can be bullied.
Okay.
A lot of times the parents are in denial. A lot of times the parents will.
I think they're in denial. Okay.
They're in denial.
Okay, all right,
Just for the simple fact they feel like that's my child. They shouldn't. They can't be bullied.
Right.
That's anybody can be.
Yeah, right, and I agree with that. Okay, so what should parents do based on your opinion and also the statistics and facts? If a child is experiencing bullying, what are maybe one or two things they should do?
Definitely make sure that the
First, I guess,
communication.
listen to
you
the
have
child
to have,
first.
Right. The
And know that.
communication has to be open.
Right. Okay.
Two, if you see your child coming home with bruises, scratches, torn clothes,
yeah.
electronic stuff missing,
stuff
they don't
missing.
want to go to school. Their grades start
Missing
slipping.
stuff, right.
Reach out to the school system.
Okay.
Reach out to the teachers.
see
Reach
what's
out to the
going on.
counselors and see, because they see your child in a different limelight than what you see your child in. So
Excellent.
they're typically, the eyes and ears behind the scene.
Right. All right. You said bullying. We'll give another topic that you've had recently.
The unintended pregnancies.
Okay.
And that just really affects so many women. Majority of
So
women.
we're not talking about teenagers. We're just talking about women. Period.
Women
In
in
general,
general.
right, okay.
Exactly.
All
And not only that, unintended pregnancy, majority of the time, those individuals are on like public health care systems and things like that.
Do you have facts to back that up that they're mostly or generally on?
Check out the
public health?
show.
I'm just checking now. We're talking about facts now. You know, some people
Yes.
say, well, yeah, all of them on welfare, and more of this age group or this nationality is on food stamp. I mean, you got that.
Right.
Back it
No.
up. Yeah.
If you go to our website and check out
Sure.
the show, you will see,
got those
all the
facts.
statistics, the facts, and where I got it at, the website
Right.
that I got it from.
And why do you think so many unintended pregnancies occur with all the new age items that we have in America now?
I think a lot of it is people are embarrassed. The individuals that they're having those type of relationships with, they don't have the open dialogue that should be done. They assume that one person is going to have the contraceptive, and the other person assumes that the other person has it, and there's just no communication.
You don't have it? Oh my God! Okay.
Right.
Right.
Well, oh well.
Right,
And I
okay.
think that's a huge problem.
It is,
And you have a lot of parents that don't talk to their kids about those type of sex education, and it's
But there
not
are
in the
those-
school system like
but
it
there
should
are
be.
programs that educators or some people want to bring into schools, and parents don't want them to have those kind of talks. I mean, health is diminishing in the school system when
It
you
is.
talk about the body and those kind of things.
And I think that those are parents that are in the dark. I mean,
Okay.
it's reality.
Okay.
I mean, I think a lot of parents need to reflect about when we was younger,
Right,
and
I
things
got
of
you.
that nature. So I really think that a lot of parents are in the dark about what's going on with the kids,
Right.
what they're learning, and if you don't teach them the proper way, they're going to learn it from somebody.
That's right,
And
that's
9 times out of 10 is the person
It's
that
the
you
wrong
don't
person,
exactly,
wrong person.
exactly.
You talked a little bit about dropout rates too.
Yes.
And on the show, talk a little bit about that.
I
Give me your opinion and give me the facts. I'm just kidding. Give me your opinion first.
I think that college is not for everybody.
Okay.
And if you push college on some people and they're just not passionate about, what they're going to school for, then
Right.
they're not going to finish it.
Right.
We have reached the 1 trillion mark with student loans for Americans overall.
Right.
Student loan debt has exceeded credit card debt.
Yes, and we're talking about that almost every day now. The
Exactly.
president even talking about it now. What can we do to reduce student loans and help these people that have student loans reduce their debt and go to
Definitely.
work? Right,
And I think a big thing is understand, for me and my oldest, I'm very in tune to what she wants to do.
Okay.
And I'm 100% behind her because she's positive. She'll be able to self-sustain herself, and she'll be able to, not live underneath my roof forever.
She's 16 years old. She's trying to get out of the house already.
But
Okay.
I know that if she went to a college, she
Sure.
would,
She'd be self-sustained. She'd understand how to make it work.
right. And I don't think that she, would put forth as much effort because she wouldn't be as passionate about sitting in school for 4 years.
Okay. Now, you've done the show for a number of years now, right? How many? About 3 years? How long?
I've done the internet radio about a year, and then I've
About a year
branched
and a half.
off with
Okay.
this one for probably about a good 4 or 5 months.
What's been the most interesting show you think or guest that you've had on your show that we can talk about on this is family television, okay?
No, I actually have a show that will be coming up within the next couple of months. It hasn't been released yet, and it's actually a good friend of mine. She's a school counselor.
Okay.
And me and her discussed some of the things that are going on in our school systems that a lot of parents have no clue to what's happening.
Really?
Yes.
Is it based on health or grades? Can you give me
Health.
Oh, okay.
Health.
I want her to give me a hint. Okay, so health.
Yes.
And so how did you get this information?
She's my best friend.
Okay. All right, so she's your best friend. She kind of shared this information with you.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
Did you catalog it in such a way when you package it that you can really give it out to the parents where they understand? And
Definitely.
Okay.
I made it PG-13.
Excellent. PG-13.
But we was able to give them the information that they need to
Sure.
know what's going on with their kids and their kids' community as far as school goes and their friends and what they're doing.
How are you going to share that then? You'll share it on your internet radio show?
Definitely.
And now, are you planning to take it out in the community anywhere or do anything with it?
We actually are in the works with taking Jules J's show to some different platforms.
On the road?
It could be.
Okay, all right. See how she acts? Okay. On the road.
I'm
Okay.
definitely open to that, but
Okay.
definitely being able to bring it to different platforms to reach more and more people.
That's awesome, okay.
Because I think a lot of things that I talk about once, like I said, I know firsthand.
Right.
Either I've gone through it, my kids have gone through it, or somebody close has gone through it, so I can actually speak
Speak to
about it
right.
and understand and be somewhat, empathetic and compassionate about
Right.
the situation.
Now, what's in the back of your mind for future shows? Something you really want to do, you just hadn't put it together, but it's back here, and I'm going to have this person on my show, or this topic is going to be one of my shows. I just hadn't put it together yet. Can you share that with me?
I definitely want to talk to either a or a few homeless individuals. I want to go through their story to figure out how did they
That's
get
awesome.
there. Because anybody could be homeless at any point in time.
2 paychecks away, someone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Everybody's close to that.
Right.
And I would also like to actually talk about some, and this may be a little graphic, but I actually would like to get a hold of a prostitute.
Yeah.
How did they get there?
Yeah. Well, you know, our last guest, Ms. Simpson.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe you guys can cross cards and make sure that you get that. That's good. So you want to do homelessness and then something about prostitution in the street. And those kind of things.
Definitely, because like I said,
And you hadn't put it together, but it's in the back of your mind.
It's back
Well,
there.
we can find some people in Atlanta and DeKalb County that you can talk to that's homeless.
Yeah.
We see them every day.
And I think that's, like I said, everybody is 1, 2, 3 paychecks away from that, and it's really real,
Okay.
especially with the recession that we just went through. A
I
lot
agree.
of people have lost.
And the government is shut down, just for the record. I want to
Exactly.
say that on the show tonight. They shut it down last night. Okay.
Right, and I think that the next one I would like to talk to is a convicted felon who can't get a regular 9-to-5 job.
So a convicted felon that served his or her time.
Yes.
They've done the 10 years.
Whatever the case may be.
But they can't. Are they eligible to vote and those kind of things? They can't find a
You
job.
can't get student loans. You can't get a job.
Can't
You're not
vote.
eligible to vote. So
Okay.
what do you do with those people?
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Those are
you're
great
not
shows.
you're
Those
not
are great
giving them
shows.
any tools to
Teresa, you writing it
succeed.
down so we can have it before she has it. Just kidding, just kidding. So we have the show before you. Okay,
Yeah.
well, wonderful. What's in the future for your show then? I know that you want to expand and do some other things. What's in the future for the Tsws J Show?
I definitely want to possibly add a male co-host periodically.
What did you say? What did you say?
You got a little excited about
look
that.
excited. You said
You
male
got your own
co-host?
show already.
Okay.
You have your own show. I
somebody
don't want to
have
take
their
you
own
from
show.
your
Oh,
public.
okay. All right. Is your show on Tuesday night?
No, sir.
We'll talk. Okay, go ahead. And what else?
My show airs every day of the week.
Oh, every day of the week. Okay, great.
I
Okay.
just repost.
Okay, right, repost. Okay.
But I like to be able to get a male's perspective on
Sure.
on situations and issues because a man
Definitely.
and woman can look at the same situation,
Totally
but be
different.
completely different.
Yes, yes.
And I think it's very vital that people see a positive man doing positive things and being able to give
What'd you say? Positive man do
feedback.
what? What'd you say? Positive man
You
do
don't
what?
need to boost your head up any.
I'll give you a hard time. All right, tell me about the show, where they can watch it, what time, and those kind of things, and talk on this camera and let everybody know that they can watch the repost.
Definitely.
And she's always posting on my Facebook page
Absolutely.
too. So tell absolutely. Tell them how to get in touch with you.
Okay, you can go to our YouTube page. It's One Track Cats. And it has all my shows on there as well as
Sure.
some of the different artists that I work with that's on the team. You can also go to www.trackcats.com and you go to the video section that has all my past shows. I basically post my show every Tuesday morning and then I repost them every week. And then once again, like I said, I am getting ready to take the show to a new platform to be able to gain more audience members.
Excellent. Is there an office number for you that they can share if they want to talk to you or maybe have some ideas for your TV show?
Sure, it's 404-692-1878. And you can also send me an email at julesj1878@gmail.com.
All right, excellent. Did I miss anything? Anything you want to give a shout out to, or a question I missed or anything?
Definitely shout out to the kids.
Are the kids watching anything maybe too?
They better.
Okay, all right, great. Well, it's going to be on YouTube if they're not watching. We'll have it posted.
Definitely me, my other half, as well as the entire Track Cats team.
Excellent. All right, wonderful. Well, I guess Ms. Tsws J from the Tsws J Show.
Yes.
Thank you for coming by to stay and watch
I
the show. Let us
appreciate
know
it.
what we can do to help you going forward.
Oh, I will.
Okay, and we'll make it work. Well, Ms. Tsws J, she's got to go. We got to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Stay and Watch the Show. Thank you.
You wanna get out? You wanna. Do you wanna get out? See what you gonna do? Do you wanna get out? Say what you gonna do? Do you wanna get out? What you gonna do? Do you wanna get out? Say what you gonna do? Do you wanna get out? Wait a minute. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get back up off the wall. Tell me, why you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. I heard all the music and get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. We really want it. Get down on it. You got a feeling. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in. Get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it. Well, I tell people. You got to get on the groove. Hey, hey. Give me what your body move. Tell me, baby. you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, well, how they gonna do it if they really won't take a chance? By standing on the wall. Back up off the wall. I heard all the people saying, get down on it. Come on. Get down on it. Say it again. Get down on it. And I wanna hear. Get down on it. What I can't say. Get down on it. Get down on it. Say yeah. Get down on it. Good. Get down on it. 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 Wait a minute. Say ho, 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 ho.
I need intense seas of hot passion, serious love reaction.
Emergency, emergency.
Woman, hear me, feel my heartbeat, keep this body from dangerous overheat. Hey, yeah.
Emergency, emergency.
I need your love, I need you, I need a cure. What should I do? Yeah.
Emergency,
Emergency.
emergency.
Suddenly, I'm growing so strong with every touch, baby. Your electric body. You rescued me from the fire and heartbreak and knew it's what I should take. So thank you, girl, for my survival and a love so strong. You feel so good, it's much more than physical. Every sip is so, so beautiful. Hey, yeah. Just a little bit of your love. Hey, yeah. Oh, sure. Keep busy.
And we're back. Thank you again for tuning in to the Stan Watson Show. I'm your host, Stan Watson. Remember tonight, our call-in number is 770-559-2999. We'll take your call. For those constituent matters that you might need, call the office at 404-371-3681. Kelly or Nicole will be ready to talk to you and take care of anything that you may have. Well, we have Gateway Academy with us tonight. I think I was asking, was it the third show? They said it was the second show, so Mr. Wickfall, I apologize. How you doing tonight?
I'm fine.
Good to see you.
Good-
Everything good?
good to
I'm
be
always
back.
good. You guys
Good to
do a
be
great
back.
breakfast, a great lunch. Always trying to feed us to get us to come to the college. So we're glad to do that. We got Dr. Derek, is it tonight? Tennille, and he's from Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm gonna let him talk a little while tonight. My homeboy. And then we have a student. It's Mr. Foster Bass. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Great to see you. Tell us a little bit about Gateway.
Well, we're a charter school on the Georgia Perimeter College campus, DeKalb County Charter School for students 16 through 20 that may have been disengaged, disenchanted. They could have even dropped out of high school, but have a desire to complete their high school education, but also maybe take college courses. And
In more of a mature fashion or setting.
much more mature environment.
Dr. Tennille came and you were talking about some of the programs that have set people straight, young people straight on the program. What do you think your program is doing to encourage and excite people about being in this kind of setting?
Well, one of the things is that we've always said that, unfortunately, Gateway to College Academy is one of the best best kept secrets in DeKalb County.
Maybe in the state.
Maybe in the state.
Right.
And we want to shatter indeed that image.
Sure.
And make the public aware of the wonderful things that's going on. You know, traditional high school just doesn't fit for some students.
For everybody, that's
for
correct.
everyone. And so Gateway offers a more mature environment, as you said, where students can earn their high school credits and college credits at the same time and participate in the collegiate environment. So it's a wonderful opportunity for students who have, for whatever reason, outgrown traditional high school and they're ready for the challenge of
just
of
bored
college.
in a traditional high school.
Absolutely.
What is the census like right now, and how did we do this year with the number of students that we've dealt
Well,
with?
we did pretty good. I mean, I think we started the school year at about 120 students. We're doing fairly well, particularly in the fall. I'm a little worried about what's going to happen in January, but we're hoping we're out beating the bushes now. And that, like you said, we are the best kept secret in DeKalb County. We have students, though, that are represented from all of the DeKalb County high schools. So,
and probably outside of DeKalb as well.
well, they got to be a resident.
Oh, they have to be a resident of DeKalb
They have to be a
County.
resident of
Okay.
DeKalb County.
Didn't know
So that's one of the mainstays right there. We get calls, though, from all the counties. So we probably could expand quite a bit if we were able to accept students from outside the county.
That's good. Dr. Neal, tell a little bit about your programs and how you're interacting with the traditional high schools right now. How does that work? I mean, how do you get them to see a student that may not like this particular setting but may enjoy your setting?
Well, typically,
And there's no competition. I mean,
right.
Okay.
Well, because we are DeKalb County
Right.
charter school, you know,
Right.
there is no competition.
Right, exactly.
It is just a matter of teachers and counselors at the individual high schools recognizing that their student needs something different. And we have a full-time recruiter who goes around to the high school and recruits these various students from all over DeKalb County.
Okay.
And our very, very first semester that the students, once the student has been admitted to our program, is our foundation semester. And we prepare those students to take the campus placement exam, which determines what level they're on when they transition to the mainstream college courses. And so after that first semester, then once they take the compass and it determines their placement, they transition and they are interacting and in classes with the general population of Georgia Perimeter College.
That's a bright start because, you know, you didn't say remedial class. You said, what did you call it? Compass classes?
Compass placement test.
Right. Because, you know, some people say, well, you know, I got to go to do remedial work before I'm able to enter college. So you have a compass test to make sure that they qualify and you can place them in whatever strata they needs to be in. Okay. And so you say you work with the school counselors.
Yes.
No competition because you're a charter school.
Absolutely.
Is there a requirement financially for these students?
Yes, our students are required to pay student activity fees, and currently they are
because they're on the college campus.
Because they're on the college campus.
Right. Explain that. Yeah, I want to make sure they understand that.
$309 currently per semester. Now that covers the technology fee. The students are able to use the health center, the gym, and all of the other amenities of the college campus. However, tuition and books are paid for by Gateway to College Academy.
Did y'all hear
scholarship.
that? Say that again. So they get that.
Tuition and books are paid for by Gateway to College Academy.
The best kept secret in DeKalb County. If your kids seem to be lazy, unenthusiastic, lethargic, then they can call these guys. Okay. So I'm just giving you a plug. I mean, this is the cheapest thing that I've seen to make sure that we have a great student.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's move on. What are the new things you got coming up with the school? I know that you had a chance to now to tinker a little bit with the curriculum, so to speak, tinker with kind of students that you're trying to attract with the recruiters. What new things are we doing right now?
Well, actually, and I just shared this with Foster just a few minutes ago. We're going to get a new lab or a new look in the lab.
Okay.
So it's going to be redone by January. And I mean, they have state of the art stuff, equipment. I mean, I'm not going to. Matter of fact, I need to let Foster explain it because
Dr. Neal, I want you to introduce Foster to us and tell us who he is. I'm sure you had some interaction with him.
Yes, Foster Bass is one of our students at Gateway to College Academy. He is what we consider a continuing student. He's been with us, I believe, now in his third semester with Gateway, and he is a full college student on the GPC side with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of any other GPC student.
Right and privileges, okay. Foster, tell us about yourself and what school you attended and how you got involved with Gateway and where you are today.
My name is Foster Bass, as it says. Gateway to College Academy has honestly been the best thing in my life so far. it has given me a second opportunity to re-engage into college outside of high school, because honestly, where I came from Tucker High.
Okay.
I was bullied. I was in a bad environment. I wasn't around mature people. I was unmotivated.
Okay.
I learned about the program. After researching for a few days, I realized that this program was for me. Now that I'm in my third semester, I can honestly say that this program, if it wasn't there, I wouldn't be in high school.
Right. You'd be it'd be a complete dropout, I guess.
Complete dropout.
Trying to work or do something else.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I have to say that it's a very friendly environment. Everyone's welcoming you with open arms. It's not too much stress.
Okay. That's important, yes.
It completely beats high school to me, because I get to be in an environment with more mature people. I get to develop myself outside of my classes. And the first semester, our foundation semester, prepares you for the leap into college.
Excellent.
So they're not just pushing you out, oh, you graduated, you're done, go on your own. They help you. There's counselors there. There's tutors there. If you need any type of help, it's there for you. And it's easily accessed.
That's a great testimony. I mean, a testimony that is sitting right here, live and living color. So you have enjoyed your tenure so far at the school, and from what you're saying, you recommend it to anybody out in our audience that might be watching, if they want to get involved in a more mature setting and see something totally different from the classroom setting where it might be bullying going on in the school, or it's just not going right in the school. This is a great program to be involved in.
It's a great program to be in outside of getting your high school credit and college credit, because it's a different environment that you get to interact in. You have more freedoms. You're not constricted to.
You're a big boy. You're an adult almost. Okay.
Exactly.
I like that.
They treat you
Like
as an adult.
Get your homework, and you got to do your homework.
They don't treat
Class
you
work.
as children.
Excellent.
Everyone treats you with respect.
Excellent.
And just everybody there is there for a purpose. So there's no lollygagging. There's nobody just messing around. Everybody there is there for a reason.
Dedicated for a reason. Mr. Wickfall and Dr. Neal, is there anything that we do to help them once they have entered and actually getting ready to graduate? Do we help them with placement, job placement, anything?
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that.
Just as Foster has said, first of all, they are full-fledged college students.
Right.
They have all the rights and privileges of any other GPC student. The other thing is all the things that are available. In other words, like if they have a learning disability or something of that nature, they can take part in all of those kind of things that are given to all college students.
Right there at school.
But we also, like I said, we have this lab that's available. So they get individual tutors that are available through them from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening.
That's awesome too.
And covers pretty much any subject that they may take. And if we don't have someone, then we generally will hire someone.
Find somebody for that particular subject.
Right, to work with them. But they also have, if for some reason they just don't fit in with our tutors, and let's say they say, well,
I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I'm not getting it over here. They also have a larger lab, which is open to all the GPC students.
Oh, really? They can go there.
That they can go there.
And find someone that they like.
And find someone that they like or that they relate to better. So, when people are saying, my whole thing is if a student has a work ethic, and I want to emphasize that because it's not necessarily high GPA.
You're right, I got you.
but it is work ethic. So if they come with a willingness to learn, that's essential. You got to come with a willingness to learn, a work ethic. I think we can get them through and they can graduate. And I think one of the things that we were just talking just before coming on, Miss Jules Johnson, I think she covered a lot of the things that a lot of our students come to us with.
She talked about everything,
So
bullying,
right. She did.
And dropout rate, everything.
And we have someone probably on there that relates to something that was discussed
awesome
previously in the program. So, they're not kids that don't want to learn, but they just haven't always been in the right environment.
Inhibited some kind of way, impeded in whatever progression they had at the time.
Right.
Okay,
So,
Dr. Neal?
I think one of the staples of our program too is our counseling department.
Okay.
That offers, they go above and beyond what your traditional high school counselors would do. They meet with our students on a monthly basis, if not a daily basis or as needed.
As needed, depending on what that student
depending
needs.
on what that student needs. Our counselors also teach a college and career readiness course in order to make sure that our students understand what is appropriate college behavior. Because many of our students are first generation college students. So therefore they are not aware of how to behave, what is appropriate behavior in the college setting. So that's one of the wonderful things that our students, that our program does. It provides these wraparound services for our students to ensure that they are successful.
Okay, excellent. Before I let you go, Foster, once you invite somebody that may be watching tonight, a parent or a young person maybe watching tonight, to come and see what Gateway is all about. Can you do that in about 5, 6 seconds, 10 seconds, 15? Why it's important for what you're doing? Invite them to come? Yes.
If you are in high school right now, it's not working out for you, you feel like nobody's there for you, you need to come to Gateway. They're here for you, they will help you, they'll reach out to you, they'll give you one-on-one attention. It's not like the teachers in the classroom just telling everybody what to do. These teachers are here for you. They want you to succeed and they want you to be there.
Okay. All right, let's give them a number for them to call or a website they can look at.
The phone number is 678-891-3220. And the website, they can actually go to www.gpc.edu. They type in Gateway in the little square box. That'll take them immediately right to our webpage.
Excellent. All right, our guests have been Mr. Robert Wigfall, Dr. Derek Tennille, and Mr. Foster Bass. And Mr. Tennille is from Memphis, so I had to give another shout out. And go see them at Gateway. We're going to take a quick break. You'll be right back. We're watching Stay and Watch the show. I'll be right back.
You wanna get down? You do you wanna get down? Say what you gonna do. Do you wanna get down? Say what you gonna do. Do you wanna get down? What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? Say what you gonna do. Do you wanna get down? Wait a minute. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Tell me, why I ain't gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall.
And thank you for tuning in again to the live show for Stan Watson. Hope that you're having a great week, and we'll have a great week for the rest of the week. Remember, you can call our office for any constituent services you might need at 404-371-3681. And if you need to know anything about the participants on the show tonight, you can give us a call. Don't forget, on this Saturday, October the 5th, we'll be over at Chapel Hill Elementary School doing our breast cancer walk. And on October the 19th, we'll be doing our International Food and Music Festival. And that'll be held at North Lake Mall right in front of the Macy's. So I guess I can say, you guys have a great week. Thank you again for letting me come into your home tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. If not, we'll see you again next week, and we watch the Stan Watson Show. Have a great week.
Tu próximo to DeKalb.
Et moi, c'est visage DeKalb.
Y yo soy la cara de DeKalb.
I am the face of DeKalb.
DeKalb 是我的家。
The face of DeKalb County.
안녕하세요. 저는 DeKalb 미니오주 DeKalb.
waxaan ahay wejiga DeKalb.
I am the face of DeKalb County.
DeKalb County government welcomes you to be in awe of the arts, take in a few tunes, and dine on the delicacies specific to DeKalb's diverse population. Come out to DeKalb's International Food and Music Festival on October 19th from noon to 6 p.m. at the North Lake Mall at 4800 Briarcliff Road.
Join us at the DeKalb International Food and Music Festival as we explore, embrace, and embody the many faces of DeKalb County.
Join us for family fun and great food as we celebrate the cultural diversity that makes DeKalb County so great.
We'd like to do a song for you. We call it Hollywood Swingin'. So if you know the song, we'd like you to put your hands together and sing along, all right? I say, hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Hey, Sydney, what you got to say? I say, hey, hey, hey. son. What you got to say?